Good afternoon. Today is the 23rd of January. And it's time for yet another not particularly interesting, very vague, and probably quite boring vlog. So we're going to be looking at another couple of articles today. One is about Ford and their terrible sales in 2024. Remember, Ford used to be, without a doubt, like the best-selling brand in this country for many, many years, and now it's not. And that's in another article, which is going to be talking about electric car used prices, which they haven't been going very well either. So let's park up somewhere safe and let's look at the Ford article first. As I mentioned, viewers, we're going to be looking at two articles today. I shall be reading them. One is from motor1.com and the other one is from Auto Express. The first one is about Ford's sales in 2024 and the second one's about electric car depreciation. They actually are linked slightly as well. So this was published for 21st of January, today's the 23rd, so we're quite current actually. It says in this article, Ford's European sales created in 2024. The Blue Oval had a market share of only 3.3%, way behind Hyundai and Kia, or Hyundai, as I think you're supposed to call it now. So this is by called Adrian Padinal or something like that, I think is how you say his name. I'm not so good at pronunciation sometimes. Gone are the days when Ford was a force to be reckoned with in Europe. The sales results for 2024 show how drastic decisions have seriously impacted demand. The European Automotive Manufacturers Association, Automobile, sorry, not automotive, has published sales data for the previous 12 months, and the numbers are terrible for the Blue Oval. Demand has dropped by 17% compared with 2023. Ford is listed as having about 426,000 sales of the European, the EFTA, which is Iceland, Liechtenstein, Norway, and Switzerland, and the UK. So this is all three of these areas together. The UK is listed separately because it left the European Union 5 years ago. Ford sold 87,000 fewer vehicles in 2024 than 2023. What happened? Well, the Fiesta wasn't in the lineup. That's true. First year, it was discontinued in July 2023, although some sales did continue later. Facing harsh reality, Ford's market share in the European Union, EFTA, and UK region shrank from 4% in 2023 to only 3.3%. Hyundai and Kia each grabbing 4.1%, Dacia 4.5%. Dacia 4.5%, Renault 5.4%. Renault is a lot more popular on the continent than it is here. Just to let you know, it's so much more popular. For one reason, they still sell the Clio actually. Skoda was 5.9%. My gosh! So they were effectively almost twice as big as Ford. Just Skoda. Toyota was 7.2% and Volkswagen 10.6%. So Volkswagen outsold Ford by a factor of 3. There we go. Ford's products in 2025 aren't good. It's going to be relaxed on the model. The Focus will die later this year. Yep, that's true. Living the Mustang as the sole model, it's not a crossover SUV, truck, or commercial vehicle. Killing the Focus will leave a mark, considering the compact model generated 85,000 sales in Europe last year. A similar strategy has already been employed in the United States, where the Fiesta, Focus, Fusion, and Taurus were discontinued years ago. That's right. Why is Ford's regular car lineup shrinking? According to Jim Farley, who's the Ford CEO, they're getting out of the boring car business into the iconic vehicle business. They admit like cars like Fiesta and Focus were loved by the customers, they're not profitable enough to warrant new investments. There we go. You have to put a new powertrain in Fiesta and Focus and it's not profitable. Instead, Ford has set its sights on becoming the #1 undisputed brand in the world for off-road. Right. Earlier this month in 2025 at the Detroit Auto Show, he went as far as to say he wants to turn the company into a Porsche of off-road. Ford being the Porsche of off-road. Let that sink in for a minute, viewers. Ford of Europe has two new fully electric vehicles based on the Volkswagen Group's MEB platform. And of course, the Volkswagen Caddy is also, I think, a Ford as well, or something like that. I can't remember which way around it is, but yeah, the Volkswagen Caddy and the Transit Courier, no, Connect, I can't remember. I mean, the Transit Connect, they're the same car, van. the Explorer and the Capri are heavily rated to the Volkswagen ID5 and ID4. However, the sales results and market share for electric vehicles actually fell in the EU, EFTA and UK area from 15.7% to 15.4%. There we go. That links to the next article. In the EU region alone, the market share of electric vehicles dropped by 1% to 13.6%. Many countries either eliminated or reduced incentives for electric cars last year, forcing buyers to reconsider their options. So there you go. That's a bit about Ford. It's not going very well there, is it? Right, let's take a pause here, and then we'll go on to the next article. So at the time of recording this, it's the 23rd today. This article was published on the 18th of January. It's by a chap called Tom Jervis. And Auto Express says EV discounts are a short-term solution with long-term problems. Optimistic residual values projections for EVs have left vehicle leasing firms millions and millions out of pocket. Heavy discounts on electric cars may be designed to stimulate the sluggish electric car market. The move looks like an increasingly short-term solution. Why? Because it brings concerning longer-term effects, increasing downward pressure on values of used electric cars, and slow overall growth of UK electrified fleet. Yep. High price, heavy depreciation have been long-standing deterrents when it comes to private buyers considering electric cars, along with fears over charging, availability, and range. So far, I have nothing whatsoever to comment on that, but it's all really true. So, depressed demand from consumers has been met with seemingly too good to be true discounts, which until now helped manufacturers towards meeting the tough targets set by the government zero emission vehicle mandate. We know about that, viewers. That's saying that at least 22% of cars in 2024 had to be fully electric. Otherwise, the manufacturer would fine the government would fine the company £15,000 per car for every single one of these cars which was not zero emission. So, you know, if you sell about 19.6% it was last year, but it was zero emission. We didn't make it. They tried, but it didn't make it. So presumably they've been fined £15,000 per car. This year it's even worse. It's 28%. So we have to get 28% by the end of 2025. So we're already discounting electric cars right now. These objectives are least for fines, and manufacturers not seeing them could soon be in line for change because later the government's consolidation of the industry comes into an end. Yeah, a lot of people like Nissan, for example, other manufacturers said this is ridiculous. We can't do this. We're going to have to actually do something about this. So the consultation with the industry comes to the end at the end of this month, with some firms describing the current situation as affecting the viability of thousands of jobs and billions of pounds of investment. Yeah, the deals and discounts have been driven by desire to heft. So although they've been driven by the desire to avoid hefty fines, leasing companies offering vehicles to fleets have been caught off guard by optimistic forecasts of used values. Companies advertising electric vehicles at eye-catching rates have been left out of pocket when contracts end. Cars returning for disposal at auction, they're worth much less than predicted. They spoke to Philip Northard, I think that's how you say it, or Nutter, I don't know. Something. Insight director from motor industry data services firm Cox Automotive. He said that while attractive incentives and discounts might benefit customers and fleet operators in the short term, they contribute to depreciation concerns of the used EV market. A surplus of heavily incentivized new electric cars entering the market devalues them far more quickly than returned as used cars. Mark Baseford, director of Automotive Data Solutions, Auto Data Solutions, told Auto Express that they had that vehicle valuation firms have been historically naive when it comes to predicting the future value of electric cars. He explained how companies based electric vehicle pricing projections on their experience of internal combustion engine cars. They didn't perform the same way. So what example have we got here? Auto Express research shows that Tesla Model 3 was predicted to retain 62% of its value after 3 years and 36,000 miles of ownership. Yeah, it sounds like we're back in 2021 at the time. Looking at 2024, however, the same car is only expected to hold on to 55% of its value, and the Tesla fares much better in its regard than most of its electric brethren. That's true. Porsche Taycan, like most models from Porsche was predicted to be a strong performing used market. They thought it would attain 65% of its value over 3 years and 36,000 miles. Now they think it's only going to hold a 45% of its asking price, resulting in a minimum loss of £56,000. £56,000 worth of depreciation in 3 years. Top-selling Vauxhall Corsa Electric is another major offender. In 2021, they thought it would be worth 46% of its value after 3 years, almost the same as a petrol Corsa. However, its values have fallen off a cliff, and latest forecasts showing that a new Corsa EV will only be worth 29% of its original price. Yeah, there were some cars back in the day that were like this, and that's the same for a lot of electric cars. The worst depreciation I actually saw last year was when the Nissan Leaf has been discontinued. The cars that would have been retailing originally for £28,000 to £29,000 were worth around £12,500 as pre-registered cars, which is under 50% of their new value, which is frankly bonkers. The car industry optimism 36 months ago might appear short-sighted in today's market, but Notard, I don't know, was keen to give some context. Electric vehicles are quite new to the market, and the rapidly advancing technology makes older vehicles less appealing. Unlike traditional combustion engine vehicles, which have established historical trends, electric cars don't have a clear track record of future depreciation. Still, ADS commercial director Amanda Morgan solved the issue is affecting leasing firms of all sizes, particularly those that are smaller. She claims the one leasing company wouldn't be around anymore, but it's been owned by a bank. I don't know which one that is. I think I know which one it is, but I'm not going to say. Companies are having to make provisions for any sort of profit or loss. Something that didn't used to be a thing, but there's a lot of unrest. Some want compensation from data forecast firms because they're losing millions and millions of pounds. We brought these concerns to CLXXXIII, the UK industry leader when it comes to vehicle valuations and visual projections. Yeah, well, the CAP Black Book is something people have used for years, isn't it? And CAP just stands for current auction price. And obviously now on the channel, we follow a lot of different auctions, mainly the classic ones, but I'm aware of the general auctions as well. Channels like Car UK, Shifting Metal, Chops Garage, they all go to auctions all the time, it seems, these days. So the head of forecast strategy at CLXXXIII, Dylan Setterfield, told Auto Express the firm is very open to regarding our forecasts and their assumptions. 3 years ago, we took the view that used values for electric cars were unnecessarily high. We applied negative adjustments to our forecast over and above the expected market movement. Some of our customers described adjustments on individual electric models as excessive, while some saw them prudent. He said that the HPI assumed significant reductions in used values and blamed unforeseen events like in Russia's invasion of Ukraine. I think should be blame on the invasion of Ukraine. I mean, there's quite a few things that, Vladimir Putin seems to be responsible for, isn't there? What a silly man. There's a reason why the depreciation has been heavier than expected. While falling prices appear to be good news for consumers, it's not necessarily clear-cut. Lower residuals mean higher finance rate, making new models less attractive. Fewer new cars mean reduced supply of the used car market, ultimately translating to higher prices. Apparently, there's some light at the tunnel. Residual values of electric cars are expected to strengthen over time, and the market is showing signs of improvement. Mr. Nota, whatever his name is, explained how a projected inflection point in 2027 could see resale values strengthen as electric vehicles become a norm rather than the exception. Though this article continues, said that things might be getting worse before they get better. Morgan told us that he thought lenders will try to extend the lease of current portfolios in order to recoup as much cash as possible. There might be some mergers and acquisitions happening in order to prevent businesses from going into receivership. So, with all this, Ford concentrating on electric cars, and particularly the larger electric cars, the sort of SUVs and things, it sounds like a bit of a risky gamble, because that's not what people necessarily want. We still want cars like Fiesta and Focus, even if Ford doesn't think we do. And particularly automatic small petrol cars are really, really expensive at the moment. You would have thought electric cars would do the same, but people don't want them. They don't want them, so I'm having to discount them so heavily. So this is going to get problematic, I think, viewers. Let's come away from here and see if we can draw any conclusions. So you might say that all this is quite predictable and what else is new, but it's just really showing that I'm not sure Ford strategy is necessarily the best, and I don't think a lot of people agree that it is necessarily the best at the moment, but the time will tell what happens. But when you're being beaten by Dacia, quite comprehensively beaten by Dacia, I think there's something wrong. Also, with this electric car stuff, I don't see an easy way out for this ridiculous zero-emission vehicle mandate, which is getting even worse this year. For us to not make people buy cars they don't want to buy, which is essentially what it's doing. Anyway, thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave a comment below, and we shall see you again very soon for some not particularly interesting and very vague musing.